Zarina Kassir liked to beat the shit out of racists. Her Dead by Daylight lore states that she struggled with her identity growing up in post 9/11 New York in an Arab family. She was made fun of as a kid due to her ethnicity and went so far as to go by Karina, bleach her hair, and trash her sack lunches of Lebanese food on the way to school. At one point, she punched out a girl at school who bullied her. Her father tried to convince her that violence was not the answer, but Zarina didn't want to hear it. At home, the news was almost constantly on TV. Seeing injustices happen all over the world due to differences in race, culture, and beliefs inspired this Dead by Daylight survivor to be her true self and not try to whitewash her identity anymore. It also inspired Zarina to borrow her dad's digital camera and interview those in her community about how certain societal issues affected them. She started to grow an online presence through this. Zarina's big break came when she went undercover as a waitress to report on poor working conditions at a local restaurant. However, her story was picked up by the local news and spun as a sympathy piece for the cruel restaurant owner. Undeterred, Zarina continued to produce documentary films about injustices around the world and found a lot of success until one day her father was found dead, murdered on the street in broad daylight. The person who pushed Mr. Kassir into oncoming traffic was a part of a group that often attacked racial minorities. This only solidified Zarina's attitude towards responding to hate with violence. One time when her purse was stolen, she chased the culprit down and bashed him against the concrete until a policeman walked by. The policeman believed her story that the culprit tripped while she chased him. Shortly before she got taken into the realm of Dead by Daylight, Zarina decided to make a documentary involving the man who murdered her father. She traveled to where he was imprisoned, which was Hellshire Penitentiary. Her anger towards the man almost made her botch the interview, but remembering her father's philosophy of love over hate helped motivate her to finish the interview. Instead of doing so out of revenge against the man, she finished the documentary out of love for her father and to bring attention to the international rise in hate crime. The documentary found wild success, but perhaps more importantly to Zarina's life trajectory, at Hellshire she caught word of a massacre that happened in the 19th century involving an Irish immigrant that went by the name of the Death Slinger. She returned to Hellshire to research this story, possibly for another documentary, but when she was finally able to locate his sealed off cell, she was covered in a thick black fog and taken into the realm of Dead by Daylight.